Hello folks, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Train Fever with the North Atlantic map, created by yours truly. And thanks to some technical wizardry from YouTube, a link will appear majestically in the top corner for you to go get it yourself, if you want to go get it yourself. There we go, magic's happened. Right, we're following the first train that we set in motion. 2 whole episodes ago. Let's slow things down here. And it's not quite, it's profitable to an extent, but more than that, it's beautiful bit of clipping there, lovely, nothing but looking like a professional, glamorous something or other. I'm not entirely sure why there are, what are those? I mean, I'm going to say that they're vultures, or maybe the red arrows. Anyway, yes, this train is underperforming, not because it's not making a profit, for it is. Let's see where it's going. But because it is not keeping up with demand. So this little engine that could pause can carry 16 coal. 16 coal, perfectly adequate for the time being, or is it? No, there's 43 waiting. So first job of the day, and I have a plan today. I have a plan. There we go, heading into the depot. Off you go. The first plan for today is to get this guy uprated just a touch, and then after that we will be looking at a passenger service. Pretty exciting stuff, but I haven't decided exactly where to do it yet. There are a couple of towns that aren't connected to anyone as yet, and they're going to be my first objective. But here we go. Watch this. And poof, it disappears. The timing on that one maybe not perfect. Right, okay, so what do we... do I want to upgrade the train? Buy trains. No, let's just put some more wagons on this one. Yeah, right, so where are we? Wagons, please. We're just rocking these standard open wagons, aren't we? Right, they pack 4 each. I want to get it up to 20, so another 1 would do. But, you know, why take 20 when you can take 24? That's what I've always said. We could rock up and use the, I think those are American, so we'll stick with the standard nice little wagons here, and we'll just add another 2. There we go. Yeah, that'll do it. Right, and then get back to work, you. There we go. Pretty straightforward. There we go. I'll just up the tempo just a smidge. Oh, look at that. Oh, I love... Oh, that's... I've not watched that before. That's rather good fun. Watching the gap build up. Now, the question is, when it stops, does it reassert the gap? No, it doesn't. It stays fixed. That's a shame. Never mind. Anyway, look at this. That's a payoff waiting to happen, that one. So he's going to stroll up the road, and as we do so, we'll go see how things are panning out up here. And as you can see, goods are waiting at Morgantown sidings, and that's all good. I mean, basically, it means that everything is kind of cracking on. As you can see from the quick budget check here. Last year, so in the last episode, I spent the best part of 4 million trying to get America industrialized in some fashion, and then last year we made 1.2 million. Very nice indeed. Thank you very much. And we're in March now, and we're already up by 100,000 for the year. So things are looking relatively positive. The American goods setup is going to cost me a fair amount of change for the time being, but I think we can cope with that. I think we can handle it. Anyway, on with the show. What are we doing now? So we've got the low-hanging fruit, to use an oft-referenced phrase. Amisol to Rago 1 has got, has got direct route written all over it, but I'm not going to do that. Likewise, Brian VA to Potato has got train route written all over it, and in fact, what are you people? Where? You're going to Brian VA, Brianva. Yeah, no, that's all fine. Where we aren't currently doing anything for anybody, Pacific Diamond, Skipperchew. These two chaps are going to wait for the inaugural tram service to come in, and we need the technology to happen then. Rowan, because of the isolation, has no friends, no goods, no passengers, no friends at all. Equally, SAS is getting a delivery of goods, but not getting any passengers. So what I'd really like to do, actually, is Wikaki is also a passenger-free zone. And this is just purely down to the distances involved. Now, a good kind of... what would be nice here would be a route from Rowan to Wikaki to SAS. You see, and then maybe swing across here and get to Pacific Diamond, where it can hook up with the tram route that I'm going to run between these two, which might also run up to Wikaki. Something like that. Or island hop it all the way over to Rowan. Now, that's all of these ideas are expensive, which is, you know, maybe limiting my enthusiasm for them for the moment. But let's have a look. I want to have a quick land survey, because we've got the Alps here, which maybe have a little less skiing than you might be familiar with, and certainly I don't recall there being a steel mill right on the top of the Alps. But hey, you know, what can I tell you? So from SAS, and if we stay left side, that would help the Pacific Diamond. And then over to Wikaki in some kind of curved route. It's not going to be cheap. Cheap is what it's not going to be. However, that said, I'm not backward in coming forward when it comes to rocking up a little bit of debt. So, what do you think, man? What do you think? Are we going to do this or not? It just feels very expensive. Yes. All right, let's go. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Let the chips fall where they may. I've played enough of this game now that I can be relatively certain of not going bankrupt too early on. Where are we? We're 4 years away from replacing all of our starter vehicles. Okay, what do we feel about that? Cutting through the bottom slope of the Alps is going to be interesting. Make it happen. That's a cheap enough station. Should we keep it rolling? Yeah, we'll keep it rolling at the same time, because obviously as I'm making profit, I might as well soak some of that up while we're underway. Now, let's roll this around the edge here, and I don't know, something like that, maybe something along those lines. That seems relatively there you go. At some point I'll do something different with the station. Maybe in this very series I will endeavour to do something that is radical and out there. Right, okay, with our eventual destination being Rowan, and again, that it is miles away from anywhere useful. So it might take until I've got higher speed transport to play with in order for that to work. But one of the things I do want to do, and I mentioned this in the last episode as well, is I want to get, I want to kind of get train services. All right, that popped in quite quickly. Train services established in towns before those towns start to grow too quickly, because it's going to be fearsomely expensive to do it later on. Now, whether that means, you know, forcing it. Yeah, actually swinging out that way may not be the worst idea ever. Because obviously the less time we spend under a tunnel, the cheaper it's going to be to actually build that tunnel. Right. Talk to me. That's not so bad. That's not so bad. I've seen worse. All right, we'll take it. That will do. That will cope. And then let's get the other side going as well. Right, where have we come out? We're over here somewhere. Over in this general area, he says, wafting his mouse. So if I use this as kind of my my North Star. Oh, look at that. That's a cheap bit of track if ever I saw one. We'll take it. Okay, right, talk to me. Where are we? There's the other end. Alright, well, actually, so far, this is not costing as much as I feared it might. Right, let's do the traditional and just go point A to point B and see what we get as a price. 171k, that's... I was tempted to not bother double tracking it until later. Well, we've done plenty of Danish signals, so I'll stick a Swedish crossing in for a change. Well, to be honest, I'm going to be hard-pressed to find one that works better, so we're going to take that. Look at that. Brilliant. Okay, right, well, I mean, I was anticipating blowing all of my 2 million quid there, and I haven't. So let's do our best to blow the rest of it. Yeah. We'll go all the way. Yeah, marvellous. Yes, so talking in a general sense about what we want to accomplish, I alluded in the last episode. In fact, I sat there, you know, in complete silence for a little while, just pondering what it was, what the shape of this this playthrough was going to be. Now, as much as the map itself is a novelty factor, that in itself is not going to create for something compelling. We want to get some proper adventurous play. Now, at the same time that the ability to create your own custom maps was introduced, they also offered tips on putting together your own kind of growth formula. Now, I don't have it in my head. I think I moved it by like 0.2, 0.3, something like that. Nothing aggressive in there slightest. Just in order to stop it stalling in the way that the last series did. But this time around, I think, once we've established that, you know, I've been able to make this a profitable enterprise, I might tinker with it to the extent of ramping the growth up to something ridiculous, just purely to see what happens. You know, the game will definitely slow down over time with that kind of behaviour, but the improvements to stability in the game with that regard have actually been pretty good. I revisited my former big map playthrough. Where are we going? Why are you staying on one side? No. You're staying on one side because it's the quick route, right? TSA / Wick. Okay, right. So I'm going to put some signals in here, and if I'm lucky, that'll sort out the routing. But I suspect I might have to do a bit of manual work. Sorry for that. That was a little bit more aggressive than was really warranted. Right, so route in. We want one of those. Et voila, she is fixed. That'll be my release signal. I don't care about blocking the road. Do the tunnel as always. Now, I think I'm going to have to start by running 2 trains down here. Just in order to hit the time constraints. So obviously keep it, 20 minutes is your goal, right? But I always try and aim for 10 or even 5 as a target. There we go, one there. Is that next one up going to? No, we'll put the release here. I know you people don't believe in release signals. Well, I do. Good, right, so look there. And now, let's buy some train. Locomotives, right. This is the Spanish bread train. Thank you very much for dropping the knowledge. Very useful. Equally, the Borsig is a fine engine, and we shall have one of those. And then wagons, please. That's the Spanish Brottelbahn car again. Well, it's not, but that's the one then, isn't it? What should we think? 18? No. 24? No. One more. 30. That will save me having to do it twice, I suppose. Right, you onto Sas Wikaki. Let us follow our new investment on its maiden voyage. In fact, let's get a quick look at the timing right now. So 14 minutes with one train on there, which is acceptable. But you know, we're not setting any hearts aflutter with that one. So with two on there, it will drop it to 7 minutes, which is absolutely fine. It will probably drop it to 8 minutes. These things being what they are. So the aim now is to get this to the other end of the line. Should we follow it along? Have you got anything else pressing to do? Well, I've got cash in the bank. I could be spending it. No, let's up the tempo just a touch, and then see, look, it's a good-looking beast. I don't love these little signs on the top here. That's rather splendid. I am easily pleased. In fact, I want to get a Swedish train up while the lit is in service. Rather a Nordic train, Swedish. While the lit is in service, because having those two dudes on board the drivers, I believe people call them, on board the train is a really cute touch. So yes, I'll get that going as a relatively quick objective. And I think what we're going to find over the course of this playthrough is regularly hopping the Atlantic to work both sides. I'm going to endeavour not to be biased in one direction or the other, but you may feel free to say it's been a while since you visited Britain, and I'll make sure we keep that in order. That's the Alps. Okay, just for a bit of frame, or is it? Yes, it is. It's not the very famous and bizarrely unnamed Spanish mountain range. How are we doing? Where are we up to? This is a very attractive route, and again we've got these tree-based flying entities going on here. Is this just a bit of a tree model that didn't quite take? I'm suspecting it is. That's a shame. But, if you don't look at them too closely, it just looks like birds. Or perhaps flying saucers that are a very long way away. How far are we? Oh, halfway there. Still, we have accomplished our goal. So what speed are we doing? 28 miles per hour, which is the top speed that this train can accomplish. And that's excellent. I always get a little concerned early on in the game about overloading locomotives way beyond what they can actually carry. Oh, that's the wrong button for that particular manoeuvre that you wanted to make there. There we are. Trundling through the open countryside. Right, okay, you are in business. Off you trot. There we go. Right, so we've not only our first train in operation, but our second as well. Anybody, any takers? I bring you a flaming... You, get on train. Hurry up, it's going to go without you. It's gone without you. You wretch. Well, it serves you right. You're going to have to wait. Equally, look, there do seem to be some people interested in pursuing a train-based travelling something or other, which should be grand. Okay, good. Right, let's have a quick look at the money. So that construction enterprise cost me $1.5 million, and as a result, I only lost 150 grand last year. So that's pretty good. That's pretty fair. We can live with that. But it's now 1862, and in 1865 the bills are going to start rolling in, so I'm going to need to spend a bit of time prepping for that. And for those of you who miss it, you know, what we're talking about is every route here. We go, okay, automatic replacement, set the vehicle. Yeah, I want this stagecoach kind of a deal. And what's it carrying now? Goods. Right, so switch it to goods. Yeah, okay, yes, thank you. And then do the next one. I could record that happening, but it's not going to be that fascinating. So I shall do that while you're away. Meanwhile, you know, waiting for trams. And then, as we hop back over here, I'm going to have a look in on how our goods service is doing. So here's the... this is a good view here. Did we all enjoy that? I think we did. Right, 26 of 28 on board the oil train, which demonstrates that that we are growing these services. Fantastic. Right, let's have a look and see what we've actually got waiting. So, on the road side of things, yeah, 4 in total. But, flipping out, where's the Telford train? Telman, not Telford. This will not be the only time I make that mistake. And actually, I ought to watch this just to make sure it works, purely because there is some signalling oddity that I set up here. Now, where's the other one? Just heading into the goods distribution. So this should actually be painless in the extreme, but I want to watch it anyway, just to make sure it's working. Because if it isn't, I'll be in one of those positions. It happens once a series, guaranteed, is where I've had trains that are just sat there waiting for something to happen because they're blocked by one another for ages and fail to notice. Right, you should then hop these points. Yes, just like that. Well, it's doing what it's supposed to do, and that's a good place to start. You, equally on the right side of the track, what are you packing? 13 of 21, that's pretty good. Meanwhile, what are you chaps carrying? Look at this. Hold on. Oh no, I thought you were going to wait. This is a good place to wait. If we've got trains coming. What are you carrying? 4 out to Brownville, marvellous. And you, not so much. Yeah, you could have hung on, maybe. Wait a little, don't get hit by a train, whatever happens. I'm now camping this location because I believe that a magnificent screenshot is coming up. I hear train. Well, okay, it's not that magnificent, is it? It was pretty good, but we've seen better. I think we were all there for seeing better. But this is the density of trees makes for really quite pleasant viewing. Okay, so when the Telman comes in, that will fill up completely, which means it's another good profitable route. Meanwhile, 7 and 8, I see that's more like it. Excellent. Right, one last bit of review, and then I'll leave you for the day. Where are we? Let's see. What have we got waiting here? 9. Good. Oh, we just missed the 2 Borsigs crossing each other. Such a disappointment. Never mind. And then at the other end, 5. Yeah, and I mean the growth of these stations is going to come down to the growth of the towns that they're attached to, obviously enough. Oh, that's a good place to stop while we wait for the train to come in. Let's have a look at the leaderboard. So by population, both Diamond and Skipperchew are lacking. We'll fix that. I'd quite like those to metropolise. So in number 1 right now, Harebear, then Christmas, then Yeol, Rogo 1, Telman, Librarian, Wikaki. Now they're all over the place. There is no. I think it's only the Nordics that are maybe missing from that. Where are we? Brian VA and Potato. Where are we? Brian VA here. Potato is. Where have I missed it? I've missed it. There. Yes, okay, middling. So yes, we're going to need to put some work. Why is Brian doing so well over here? No, not Brian. Hair Bear. Here we go. This is a goodly shaped big old town. Oh, stone me! That's a lot of passengers waiting. That's really quite impressive. In fact, let's go and watch these fools just hanging around. I want a little shop here. I want to stick a WH Smith's or a 7-Eleven or something behind them, and see if I can't sell a couple of cornettos while they wait. Anyway, thank you. See, look, the game's decided that's a cracking idea and it's doing it itself. Anyway, thank you very much for watching today. I've been Colonel Failure. Yes, we're at that stage now where the money's rolling in. I'm now going to go away and set all of my vehicles to auto repurchase, because the time is coming upon us where that's going to get properly expensive. We'll weather it. I've got cash in the bank. Everything will be fine. You can all relax. Subscribe to this glorious channel if you haven't done so already, because that way you won't miss out on future escapades. What else should I say? Yes, and chuck a like on this video. That's another thing. Tell your friends. I'll catch up with you very soon. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.